video. It's showing thieves stealing a safe from a home in Cheviot Hills and stuffing it inside a car.
Yeah, this just the latest incident of thieves targeting homes in some of the most expensive zip codes in LA County, from Encino to Pacific Palisades. NBC4's Anastasia Olmos is live in Cheviot Hills with an update on this case and really people's concerns for safety here, Stasi.
Well, we are just down the street from the home where this actually happened in June, but it's that video that just came out that is so shocking for neighbors here. Not only are these burglars stealing a safe at 9:30 in the morning, but they're also ignoring a man who is standing just feet away, recording on his phone as they're trying to fit this safe into their car. You're watching masked burglars in the act, stealing a large safe from a home in Cheviot Hills. Breaking through a metal gate in the front yard around 9:30 on Monday morning, June 10th. The safe is so heavy, it requires 3 people to push.
Stay. Groucho, stay.
This is cell phone footage from a man who works next door. He came out with his dog after hearing the commotion.
It terrified me, honestly. And so no one was around. I decided to film it because I wanted to make sure that something was captured, so there was evidence.
The man, who does not want to be identified for safety concerns, continued to record the burglars from about 50 feet away as they struggled to fit the safe into the back seat of the car.
Eventually did squeeze it into the car. I think they damaged the car in the process, but then they sped off, and so that's when I called 911, and I wasn't able to capture the license plate.
The man says the 3 burglars never even acknowledged him.
They didn't react to me in any way. I was with my German Shepherd, and so I felt, secure at some level.
What I find to be real dumb and stupid about this video is the guy didn't even call the police. He waited until they left the car. Because when I was watching this video, I'm sitting here thinking, as long as it took them to get that safe in this vehicle, the police should have been there by then. And then finish listening to this news segment. Hear the guy say after they then got the safe in the car, then he gonna call the police. That's stupid right there. Another thing, it's 9:30 in the morning, and they out there robbing somebody's house, taking the time to put a safe that heavy into a vehicle. First, it had to take a long time to get that heavy safe out the house. That just show how brazen people are today. This country is done, and they have. Excuse me, that happened out in LA. LA is pretty much done with. LA and Oregon, I think they have a policy out there that if you steal less than $1,000 in merchandise, it's not, I think it's a misdemeanor, something like that. And so people are just running hog wild out there. You seeing people on vacation, vehicles getting broken into while they are in the vehicle. This stuff been documented. It's all on the news. But my point is, it's just the chaos and destruction that's going on in this country. That's why you say you have to be armed at all times. I know I was talking about being armed, but you got to be armed at all times. I mean, you never know when something's gonna break out. If people break in your house while you're at home, I thought the thing was you break in at night. At least. Not that breaking in someone's house is a credible thing, but I guess watching movies coming up and how things were back in the 80s and 90s. I was a little puppy back then. People break in your house at night, but these cats break in broad daylight, whether you're home or not. I've actually seen videos where the criminal actually saw the people in the house. The people came to the door, and they still tried to run in. You always that's why I say you got to be prepared. You got to be armed. You got to have weapons all through your house. If I hear a noise, I'm always grabbing mine. I do not want to be a statistic, and that's basically what this country has evolved into. Like I said, a few years ago, I really didn't think it was necessary to have a firearm, but now it's almost a necessity. Ever since ever since 2020, this country has been going in the wrong direction. Things are getting worse. Can't trust anybody. It used to be you had to worry about men. Now you got to worry about the women. The women are just as vicious as the men are. All they do is fight, argue, fuss, cause chaos. That's why I'm a loner. I spend all my time by myself. I spend time with my wife. I go to work. I bring it back to the house. I don't even want to put myself in a situation to deal with people because it's not going to turn out good for you anyway. No matter where you go, you're going to always run up on that person. That person will always be in the vicinity. But yeah, like when I first moved down here, we always had our garage door open, be out there working out, doing yard work. But now, nothing really happens out here, but just the fact that something can happen now in today's society, people coming out looking for neighborhoods where you think people may have something of value that would benefit them. They'll run up on you in broad daylight. So even if I'm out there in the garage, in the yard, I still have some with me. I have to. The deal with BS like what we just saw on that news clip. I talk about this type of stuff a lot. I take this stuff kind of seriously. A lot of people don't, and they end up being victims, thinking about, if I had just had a firearm, I should have took it serious. Sometimes it be too late. People get hurt. But yeah, I just wanted to. What really amazed me about this case right here is that the time it takes to get a safe that heavy out of a house. That took a long time. It took them forever to get it in the car. And they took their time. But like I said, that's the society we live in now. I appreciate you all watching the video. Please subscribe and like the video. And I'll be back. Catch me on the next one.